Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know how we love to unpack these little nuggets of wisdom, and today, well, we've got a really curious one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a single statement, kind of mysterious really, labeled pasted text.
Pasted text. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it makes you wonder where it came from, right? Like, was it a note, part of a bigger conversation? Who knows?
Right.
But anyway, here's what it says. I was an ordinary person who studied hard. There's no miracle, people.
There's a lot to unpack in that simple statement, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure. And first off, I got to say, that pasted text label, it's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it makes you think about the source. Like, did someone just copy and paste this from somewhere? Was it a fleeting thought they jotted down?
Exactly. And that lack of context makes it even more intriguing, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But even without knowing the background, the statement itself is pretty powerful. It challenges this whole idea of miracle people, the ones who seem to effortlessly achieve greatness.
Right. Like, are some people just born destined for success?
Yeah, and this quote really pushes back against that notion. It suggests that success is less about inherent genius and more about, well, hard work, dedication.
Exactly. It's almost like it's saying anyone can achieve great things if they're willing to put in the effort.
That's a really empowering message, don't you think? Because it
Right.
kind of levels the playing field, right? It takes away the excuse of, oh, I could never do that. I'm not one of those special people.
Absolutely. But you know what I find interesting? That word ordinary. Like, what does it even mean to be an ordinary person? Do
Yeah.
we put limitations on ourselves by thinking that way?
That's a great point. And I think it ties into the whole idea of self-perception and how that influences our achievements.
Right.
There's a lot of research out there about the growth mindset, this idea that our abilities are not fixed, but can be developed through effort and learning.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it's a powerful concept because if we believe that we're capable of growth, we're more likely to, well, actually grow and achieve our goals.
So basically, by labeling ourselves as ordinary, we might be putting ourselves in a box.
Exactly. We might be limiting our own potential because here's the thing. The line between ordinary and extraordinary is often blurrier than we think.
Mm.
Sometimes what appears to be extraordinary talent is actually the result of years and years of, you guessed it, dedicated effort.
It's like those overnight successes that were actually years in the making.
Precisely.
So it's not that talent doesn't matter. It's that hard work amplifies it.
Absolutely. And I think that's where studying hard comes in. It's not just about mindless repetition. It's about, deliberate practice, seeking out challenges, pushing beyond your comfort zone.
And maybe it's also about finding the right methods, the right mentors, the right resources.
Right, because sometimes studying hard means being smart about how you study. It's about finding what works best for you and really honing those skills.
This whole conversation reminds me of a time when well, I guess you could say I achieved something I thought was beyond my capabilities. I always loved to cook.
Oh, yeah.
But I was kind of stuck in a rut, just following recipes, not really understanding the why behind things.
Okay, I get it.
And then I took this cooking class, right? And it completely changed my approach. We focused on techniques like knife skills and understanding how flavors work together.
I see.
It wasn't just about following instructions anymore. It was about, well, it was like learning the language of cooking. And suddenly, things that seemed impossible before, they became achievable.
That's fantastic. And it really highlights the power of focused effort, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And, it's funny because the quote doesn't even mention talent. It just focuses on the hard work.
Exactly. And that brings us back to that really powerful message that anyone can achieve great things with the right kind of effort. It's about realizing that we all have potential waiting to be unlocked. We all have those ordinary skills or passions that, with dedication, could become something truly extraordinary.
Right. This whole pasted text mystery, it turned into quite the deep dive, didn't it?
It really did. And I think it leaves us with a lot to think about.
For sure. What about you? What's an ordinary skill you have that you think could become extraordinary?
No, that's something to ponder, isn't it? And I think that's a great question for all our listeners out there, too. What ordinary talents are you hiding?
Yeah, great question. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep learning, keep growing, keep pushing those boundaries. Who knows what extraordinary things you might discover within yourself.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone!